And here we are. We go again. Roll up, ladies and gentlemen. One man went to mow. Here we are. We go again. So here I am again. Hope you're there with me. Plenty to discuss. Our usual Nigeria-related matters. You know what goes on around here. So if you are available, avail yourself of what does goes. If you are available, then avail yourself of what does goes on right here. I can't get the words out. So let me try again. If you're available, avail yourself of what does goes on here, is what I was struggling to say. One man went to mow, the eagle has landed.
Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. In your madika, yabika KWAKWANSO. Hey, anamekele maduche mefo. Manemo, it's an honor having you on board. When I'm singing along, holy, 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 holy. Is another Savior.
Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 holy. They were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. In your madika, yabika KWAKWANSO. Hey, anamekele maduche mefo.
Oh, and there it is, the Holy Holy song. So there it is, Holy Holy, the farmyard singers from the eastern part of Nigeria. Holy Holy, as guys, I bring you this. Corruption under Obasanjo Yar'Adua Jonathan won't be repeated in my regime. So this is Buhari now telling us now effectively that Nigeria is corruption free. So citing then the Obasanjo Yar'Adua and Jonathan administrations as the ones that are especially corrupt, but he's of course squeaky clean. So forget about all these billions of naira and dollars that are there, the billions of dollars that they took out of the accounts of the nation in the build up to the 2019 election without deferring to the Senate or anything, just by executive order, they took that out and disappeared it. The countless billions of dollars, Abubakar Malami, all of the entirety of everything, the accountant general, the XYZ, the woman at the port, that she was so corrupt that even somebody like Amechi had to sack her for corruption. But forget all of that. Corruption under Obasanjo Yar'Adua Jonathan won't be repeated in my regime. The Aboki from Daura, of course, dementia speaking. So that is dementia speaking. So a person equally has demented, you will say, I am going to court, or maybe not. This is a clearer mind, I would say. I am going to court if ruling APC fails to remove illegal Ahmed Lawan's name. Yobe, excuse me, Yobe Senatorial candidate Machina. So here it is, and this is where it has landed now with the APC party. So the requirement to run a primaries within your party so that the party at the local level will decide who they best fit will serve their interest. That was duly done, that process duly done for this Machina fella to emerge as the senatorial candidate for Yobe State. Ahmed Lawan, of course, had loftier ambitions. He wanted to be president of Nigeria. And Abdullahi Adamu has assured him that he will get that ticket. So he did not, of course, bother to put his name down for that senatorial seat. And duly, Abdullahi Adamu tried to fulfill his pledge by declaring Ahmed Lawan as the consensus candidate. That was quickly shut down, of course. So that space played out. And when he got to the primaries, nobody was interested in him. So now he suddenly finds himself naked. So he goes back home to pick up fresh set of clothes. But the apartment that he rents, the landlord had already let it out to another tenant because he told the landlord that he was moving to another place. So now the new tenant now, Machina, he doesn't want to give up the keys to that apartment. But the landlord then had just effectively cut a new set of keys for Ahmed Lawan and just moved him into the apartment. A convoluted sort of analogy, but essentially that is what is playing out within the APC Yobe Senatorial place. I am going to court if ruling APC fails to remove illegal Ahmed Lawan's name. Yobe Senatorial candidate Machina, that's his outcry. So he had won. Because we covered this story somewhat yesterday, and we thought he had stepped down under pressure, but it looks as though he had not stepped down. But simply when the party was uploading names onto the INEC portal, they just replaced his name with Ahmed Lawan, and that is it. That is the end of it as far as they are concerned. Without any consultation with him, without him acceding to that, they just simply removed his name and replaced it with another. And that is democracy Abdullahi Adamu style. So you're asking somebody called Adamu Abdullahi to superintend democracy, and you have great expectations. Ex-Governor Kwankwaso confirms major talks with Peter Obi's Labour Party. So we thought this space had completely played out, but it looks as though it's still simmering somewhat in the underbellies of the Nigerian political space. So suddenly, Kwankwaso finds himself the beautiful bride to make somewhat a significant, if not so much impactful, decision on the direction that the Nigerian presidency would travel. And the reason, by my own understanding, so this is my own personal opinion, I'm not stating this on any pre-knowledge or any hidden knowledge, but by my own permutation, The reason why Labour Party has put Donyo Okokwe as a placeholder is essentially because of these talks with KWAKWANSO. They want these talks to reach its conclusion to determine if he's coming on board as Peter Obi's vice candidate or not, so that then they can quickly then flip to another name. So they'll have another name at the ready, which will be a younger name. So they have two storylines that they can straddle. They can straddle the Labour Party. They can either get a young but vibrant and high-achieving northerner to be Peter Obi's running mate, and then they speak of that paradigm shift, generational shift, as their storyline for the politics. Or they can go with KWAKWANSO, who brings with him a lot of influence, and then they will just play that north-south politics, which is traditional. So KWAKWANSO has decisions to make, and that decision, of course, is what is holding Donyo Okokwe in place as a placeholder. But by my reckoning, that decision is also what is holding the APC vice president in place as a vice presidential slot as a placeholder. So they've put a placeholder as the vice president for APC as well, awaiting decisions. And that decision is wrapped around the KWAKWANSO narrative. Because if KWAKWANSO flips to Peter Obi, then necessarily APC has to go with Ganduje to battle that Sokoto space with KWAKWANSO. Because that Sokoto space, the Nigerian presidency essentially decided largely by results from two places, Lagos and Kano. So they can't afford to surrender Kano to Peter Obi. So if KWAKWANSO goes with Peter Obi, then they have to go with Ganduje as Tinubu's running mate to counterweight whatever influence KWAKWANSO is bringing to the Labour Party regarding Kano. But if those talks break down, then they will go with somebody like Kashim Shettima, who is a traditional stalwart of Tinubu and also a strong northern player within the northern part of the country. Or they can go with the righteousness as obtained in Nigeria and just go with Simon Lalong. But a lot of who becomes the vice president, who gets the vice presidential ticket for the APC, a lot of it is wrapped around decisions that KWAKWANSO is going to make about its own political future. So that is the influence that KWAKWANSO is wielding at the moment, holding the political space in abeyance. That is just my permutation, by the way. There's nothing categorical in anything that I just said. That is just my subjective summation. My selection as Atiku's running mate does not stop Igbo agitation for 2023 presidency. So Okowa now trying to cover all bases. So he's come out now to frontally acknowledge that he is Igbo. So he went on national television to say that. So he now wanted to rediscover his Biafran root. So he, of course, stating categorically that he is Igbo, and he's saying that essentially this personal journey that he is on does not preclude the still want for the Igbos to get the presidency in 2023. So essentially, I am not standing in anybody's way. Please don't come after me. My selection as Atiku's running mate does not stop Igbo agitation for 2023 presidency, Governor Okowa. So there it is right there. That's the menu. So lean back, kick back, take it easy, relax into it. The usual protocol, if you want to come and join me on the screen, click on the hyperlink that says StreamYard. Click on the like button, please, and click on the subscribe button as well. So the like and subscribe, those are compulsory buttons that you must click on. The hyperlink that says StreamYard, that's at your discretion if you want to come and join me on the screen. So you can opt not to click on that if you don't want to. But you cannot opt not to click on the like button and the subscribe button because those are compulsory buttons to click on. But as you set about the clickings, let me provide you with a little bit of a liquid nourishment. Get your calabash to the ready as we join the guys.
Water, only water, where they see my water. Papa, you don't come. Oh, Hapa Onaido. Oro kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù yé o. Ilé sọ́dí kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù rẹ o. Bobby Master kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù rẹ o. Chief Wailati kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù rẹ o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù dé. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù dòdò jàre o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ Ghana ti dé ẹgbẹ́ bọ́dì o. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Odúyẹ̀lá ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosodana ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosodúnkẹ́ ẹyẹ rẹ̀ ó dilé o. Ẹlẹ́kọ̀ ọ̀run mú ìní o. Àkùkọ ọ̀run mẹ́kọ̀. Ikú kò ní ríwà gbéṣe o.
And there it is right there. Iku Koniriwa Agbeche, the Kegites. Let me just remove this. So Iku Koniriwa Agbeche, as guys, I bring you this. I am going to court if ruling APC fails to remove illegal Ahmed Lawan's name, Yobe Senatorial candidate, Machina. So we covered this space somewhat yesterday, but it looks as though this guy has not stepped down. Certainly doesn't read as though he has. The All Progressives Congress Yobe North Senatorial District candidate in the 2023 general elections, Bashir Sheriff Machina, has said he will be going to court and seek legal redress if the party fails to remove the name of Senate President Ahmed Lawan, which was submitted to the Independent National Electoral Commission. The ruling APC had submitted Lawan as its candidate to INEC despite his, Lawan, non-participation in the senatorial primary, an action Machina on Friday described as illegal and inhumane. Addressing a press conference on Friday, Machina, who was declared winner of the primary conducted in Yobe North, said he remains the candidate of the APC in the senatorial district. Machina said, I remember the candidate of the APC Yobe North senatorial zone as duly, not I remember, but I remain. Machina said, I remain the candidate of the APC Yobe North senatorial zone as duly elected. I did not withdraw for anyone, and I will not withdraw because, as a matter of fact, it is a mandate given to me by members of our great party, the delegates. So, surreptitiously removing my name, I consider it as a very undemocratic, illegal, and of course, inhumane act. I will take measures by first appealing to my party that if this action was truly done, it should be corrected. Possibly, if it was erroneously done and it was deliberately done, we are actually seeking, and that should be if. And if it was deliberately done, we are actually seeking redress from the National Working Committee of our party under the leadership of Senator Abdullahi Adamu. I remain the candidate. I remain the candidate, and it remains so. I hope our leadership will take the necessary measures. We will work hard to exploit and explore all the necessary channels as provided by our guidelines. In the event of the contrary, as Nigerian citizens and as law-abiding citizens, the Constitution of our country being the overall law above every aspect of our lives as Nigerians, I would have no choice but to resort to court legal action. Correspondents earlier on Friday reported that Machina raised the alarm that his life was in danger because he refused to step down for Lawan in his pursuit of the senatorial mandate. This had been disclosed by Machina's campaign organization in a statement obtained on Friday. According to the campaign organization, some hoodlums are after the life of Machina. It, therefore, urged security agencies to take necessary measures to protect the Yobe APC senatorial candidate. The statement had read, the information at the disposal of Bashir Machina campaign organization is that there is a security threat to the senatorial candidate of the APC for Yobe North, Honorable Bashir Sharif Machina, especially in relation to his refusal to relinquish his legally acquired ticket. Credible sources confirmed that some people want him arrested or at worst eliminated. They have resorted to employing diabolical means over unlawful means. So that should be over lawful means in pressuring him to step down. We use this opportunity to notify the security agencies of this threat or likely breach of security around our senatorial candidates. We believe the security agencies will rise up to the occasion and take the threat seriously. As campaign organization, we want that the people behind his ordeal in the last 4 days should be held responsible if any mishap happens to him. By this notice, we are putting everybody on red alert. Correspondents had reported that Lawan was on the verge of suffering 2 losses within a week after the winner of the Yobe North APC senatorial primary, Machina, refused to step down for him. Lawan had challenged for the presidential ticket of the party, but lost to former Lagos Governor Bola Tinubu. So there it is right there, and there it is right there. So that's that is it. The guy did not step down; they just simply replaced his name. So that's just what's happened. Corruption under Obasanjo, Yar'Adua, Jonathan won't be repeated in my regime. So you are 8 months out of office. So that should be won't be, should be, has not been. But you cannot say that, can you? President Muhammad Buhari says he has made strenuous efforts not to allow pervasive corruption creep into his regime. Buhari explained that he was determined to avoid a repeat of the corrupt practices that occurred during ex-President Olusegun Obasanjo, Umar Yar'Adua, and Goodluck Jonathan's administrations. The trio ruled Nigeria on the platform of the People's Democratic Party. Mr. Buhari parroted his regime's focus on security, economy, and corruption, claiming that his vision is to make Nigeria more peaceful, prosperous, and reliable. Local and international facts and data indicate that the nation has become more impoverished and unsafe. Mr. Buhari claimed that policies and actions of his regime made an impact on the tripod vision despite challenges. He assured that more would still be done to safeguard lives and property, enhance livelihood, and ensure probity. As you are all aware, this administration came to office determined to make impact in 3 main areas: security, building a sustainable economy, and fight against corruption, explained the president at the passing out parade of the regular course 4/2016 cadet of the Nigerian Police Academy, Wudil in Kano on Thursday. Garba Shehu, Mr. Buhari's media aide, quoted the president in a statement. We can say that recent positive developments in these areas have shown that despite the challenges on ground, we can see general improvements in all 3 areas, added Mr. Buhari. In the area of corruption, as you are all aware, I am determined to ensure that we do not have a repeat of what had gone in previous administrations, and we have taken a strong stand against pervasive corruption. So there it is right there, a success. He has reduced insecurity in Nigeria. This is what Buhari has achieved. He has stabilized the economy and he has ended corruption. So that is what Buhari has just told you. He has reduced insecurity in Nigeria, Nigeria a lot safer than it ever was under Obasanjo, Yar'Adua, and Goodluck Jonathan. He has reduced the corruption in Nigeria. Nigeria less corrupt than the least corrupt that it has ever have been. Certainly a lot less corrupt than it was under Obasanjo, Yar'Adua, and Jonathan. And this is it. And it has improved the livelihood of Nigerians. The Nigerians are better off in terms of their livelihood now than they ever were in the history of the country. That is the verdict that Buhari has given himself, and there it is right there. And they say, when you say the man has dementia, they say you are insulting him. Ex-Governor Kwankwaso confirms merger talks with Peter Obi's Labour Party. The presidential candidate of the new Nigeria People's Party NNPP, Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso, has confirmed he is in talks with the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi. The former Kano state governor, hold on, I think I skipped a paragraph there. Kwankwaso said this in an interview with BBC Hausa. The former Kano state governor, Kwankwaso, and Obi are exploring the possibility of cooperation in the 2023 elections in terms of a possible merger between the NNPP and Labour Party. Kwankwaso said, "We are really talking to Peter Obi, or at least saying that the committee is working to look into the matter and cooperate with him, and friends and families are coming to talk to us about it." He noted that their collaboration was especially important as the All Progressive Congress APC and People's Democratic Party PDP had not fielded an Igbo vice presidential candidate. So if you note what he said there, this is him still insisting that for that merger to take place, Peter Obi has to subordinate himself to him. So that is how you have to read that. He noted that their collaboration was especially important as the APC and PDP had not fielded an Igbo vice presidential candidate. So it's not saying that they've not fielded a presidential candidate of Eastern extraction, but it's saying they are not fielding a vice presidential candidate. So his thought space is to the vice presidential space, not to the presidential space. So essentially, Peter Obi has to subordinate himself to him. Correspondents had on Friday reported that Dr. Doyin Okukwe, the former special assistant on media and publicity to former President Olusegun Obasanjo, said he was the running mate to Peter Obi. Okukwe had stated this on Friday in an interview with Channels Television, adding that his name had been submitted to the Independent National Electoral Commission by the party. Okukwe had said, "I am standing in as the vice presidential candidate of the party. Labour Party has submitted my name as the VP of the party. Our idea is to bring up the largest political coalition ever in the history of Nigeria because we are facing two giants, the APC and the PDP. We cannot work alone. We need to put up a coalition, and it is important for us to ensure all stakeholders are carried along. The choosing of VP candidate is an electoral process which does not stop until the process ends. We believe that the Labour Party is coming to rule Nigeria. We believe that the Labour Party coming to rule Nigeria is especially going to be about young Nigerians. I am willing to put down my bag so young people can come to the top. The decision of Labour Party to use Okokwe is to comply with the Nigerian Constitution." So stating categorically then that he's just standing as a placeholder. That's somewhat what he has said there. But it still goes down in history, by the way, as having once been a vice presidential candidate. So this now the final readout. My selection as Atiku's running mate does not stop Igbo agitation for 2023 presidency. Governor Okowa. The Delta State Governor, IFEANYI Okowa, has insisted that he is an Igbo man, though he may be from the South-South region. He was reacting to the outburst of some groups who described him as a traitor after he emerged as the vice presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. The governor, who spoke on Arise TV on Friday evening, said his emergence as the PDP presidential running mate did not stop the IGBOS from agitating for the presidency. He said, "For me, yes, I am from Delta State. I am definitely an Igbo man. There is no doubt about that. I am from Delta State in the South, but if you are looking at Igbos across the country, I am an Igbo man. I can't be counted out, and that is the true situation. The issue of the vice presidency has not been on the debate where it should go. The issue of the vice president, pardon me, sorry, there's a phone ringing, but I'm not going to pick it up, but because so it's just ringing in the background. The issue of the vice presidency has not been on the debate where it should go to. It is actually promised. Oh, hold on. So I'm just going to wait for that to stop. I'm not picking it up only because it's almost certainly a sales call. So they'll be saying, "Oh, we want to sell you this." Oh, yeah. So there it is. The issue of the vice presidency, and that's my home phone, by the way. So that hardly ever rings. Anybody that calls me on my mobile phone. So if that phone rings, then it's to say that it is not a conversation that I want to have. The issue of the vice presidency has not been on the debate where it should go to. It is actually premised on the fact that when the presidential candidate emerges, he looks for what possible zone and what possible candidate can work with him. I think that this is what informs the decision. I am just a lucky guy. Being from the South, I am also an Igbo man. I fit into all the divides. My brothers in the Southeast, I am part of them. I am also part of the South. But this does not stop the agitation in the future for the Igbos to have the presidency of this country. On Thursday, the PDP flag bearer Atiku Abubakar announced Okowa as his running mate, stating that he selected the latter due to the perceived qualities of the latter in governance and politics. So there it is right there. He has suddenly discovered his Igbo blood. So also there it is right there. Ajanle Koko is an Igbo man, apparently, this guy. Are you there, Ajanle Koko?
Yeah, I'm here, one man. How are you?
Good to have you, Ajanle Koko. So this chap now, what's his name, Okowa, he's trying to straddle two horses, both at the same time. Suddenly, he's pushing forward his Igbo credentials, still, of course, are proudly asserting that he's a South man, and saying that his emergence as Atiku's vice presidential candidate does not still deviate from the Igbo agitation for the presidency. So all things to all men. Okowa, a real politician.
Oh, yes. It's definitely an Igbo man. And for him saying that loud and clear on national TV is a call on Igbos that I am one of your own. If you cannot have presidency,
we're struggling to hear you.
Can you hear me now?
A bit better.
Okay. I said, obviously, what is the message is selling right there on the national TV, telling people that it's an Igbo man, is to call on Igbo to vote for him, to vote for PDP. That if we Igbo cannot have number one, number two on PDP, vote for me, and I will represent you at the toughest governmental level in the country. And I believe it's going to resonate with some people. The name Obi that is all over the place with Labour Party, people that really know how politics play in that country, definitely see him as a candidate that cannot win the election. So Okowa, as an Igbo man, will definitely lure some Igbos, to vote for PDP, and it's a It's a strategic decision made by Atiku to pick him, in order to give Igbo that sense of belonging. So it's every Igbo you see him and accept him as one of their own. They don't have no other choice. It's one of them. And what do you call this? Ohaneze declare support for him as well. So Ohaneze represent the interests of Igbo.
Okay. Ajale Koko, do you drink cola drinks?
Cola.
Like Coca-Cola and things like that.
Why do you say that?
Because if you drink cola drinks, then you know that there are two strands of Coca-Cola. There's a Coca-Cola original, which is the full traditional one. And then there's the Diet Coke. There's Diet Coke, which is Coca-Cola Light. So what is Okowa in terms of Igbo? Is it Coca-Cola or Diet Coke? Is it Coca? Is it wait, because this one now half Igbo, but not really, but maybe a little bit by the corner. Is this on by the corner Igbo man? What is it? Diet? Are we talking Diet Coke Igbo or political Igbo? Is it Diet Coke?
Well, it's an Igbo not from the east, but from the south. You know that. When it comes to Igbo's interests, whatsoever, Igbo stick with each other. So I don't know if Igbo will reject him. I don't think they will reject him. And as a matter of fact, like I said earlier, the Ohaneze, that is the voice, a socio-cultural group that represent the voice of Igbo, declare their support for him and PDP. So every Igbo to see him, they have no other choice. It's one of their own. And I don't think any Igbo person will deny him that he's not one of them. Though he's not from their region, but he's an Igbo man. It's just like we Yorubas, the Ilonis, they are not part of.
Yeah, but they are Diet Coke Yorubas too, though. Are they really Yorubas?
No, they are not.
Do you consider them Yoruba like you and me?
Oh yeah, they are Yoruba now. And when they be Yoruba names.
Yeah, but like you and me, are they Yoruba to the level of you and I?
Oh yeah, they are Yoruba as long as they bear Yoruba names and they have that ancestral connection with Ile-Ife and Oyo. So they are Yoruba people now. So the same with those Igbos from the South. They have that ancestral connection with Igbo land. So he's an Igbo man, and Igbo have no other choice. They have to be strategic politics, Nigerian politics, particularly when it comes to number one or number two. It's a strategic.
Should the Southeasterners with real ambition, should they move their loyalty to Okowa? Because he stands a real chance of being somebody of influence in Nigeria. There's a very good chance of him becoming the vice president of Nigeria, which is conversely to Peter Obi, there's very little chance of him winning anything. So if they want to have real influence in power, maybe the strategic Igbo thought should move its loyalty to Okowa, which is more realistic.
That's what they need to do. They need to move. They need to give him that support so it can be number two. Some people can say, "Oh, number two, it doesn't have nothing." No, it's a very powerful position in that country. Number two is in charge of a lot of government agencies and parastatal. And number two is in the corridor of power, it's in the core corridor of power where decision is made about everything that is going to happen in the country, in national security, in economy. As a matter of fact, in number two, that they chair the economic council of the country. And it's a very big position. It's a position of influence. And if the president really loves him, if the president takes him as his best advisor, it will delegate a lot of responsibility to him. And if we use that position of influence to connect himself to a lot of people around the country, to the power that be around the country and prepare himself to be number one in the future. It is strategic. It is not emotion. Emotion and sentiment doesn't work when it comes to this most strategic political position in our country. Number one and number two, number two is a big deal. One man, they need to pull their weight behind him so that they can have relevance in the political scheme of things in Nigeria, and they can be at the center, the core of the most powerful political power in that country. They'll be part of it. Peter Obi, yes, the name, the noise making is going anywhere. I mean, everywhere now, all over internet. We don't know if it's going to translate into vote. We don't know. We don't know. Nobody can say categorically. People that we say categorically, some people will say, oh, if we win in the north, if we win in this, well, let's wait until then. When he wins, that is when we can give it to him. But right now, a party that does not have structure, it does not have no base that will propel or galvanize votes for him. It doesn't have it. So it is why the PDP and APC are relevant in Nigeria today is because they are in position of power all over that country, from the local government to the state government and to the national. They are in place. So you that have no place, you don't have any, you are not represented in any governmental power at the local government anywhere, and you want to jump to just number one, it doesn't. I mean, people need to think well, people need to look at it well, and make the right decision by supporting one of their own, and so that they can be at the corridor of power.
All right, thank you, Ajale Koko. So, Ajale Koko, very briefly on the Yobe State space. So, we were here yesterday, and some of the persons in Nigeria informing us that what happened was a consensus to emerge Ahmed Lawan as the candidate for Yobe North Senatorial District. But alas, the person that won the ticket is actually out crying foul now and threatening legal suits. So I did not give up my seat, is what he said, but his seat no longer his, is what we know. So the abracadabra politics still continuing in APC. Just briefly on that, Ajale Koko.
Well, that guy, it's good that guy is talking out. It's good that he's fighting, because the mandate given to him by the people of Yobe State in his senatorial district, he should not surrender it. He should fight for it. Someone cannot eat its cake and have it. So Ahmed Lawan did not contest in the election. He was not represented by any means whatsoever. How come they want that guy that work hard, that spend a lot of money, resources, time into all of this, that translate into electoral victory for him, and then they want him to surrender it to somebody that did not participate in the contest? No, it should make a more louder noise on the media, from one media house to the other. And if APC should go ahead and submit this guy named Ahmed Lawan name, to me, I think that is illegal and that is unconstitutional. And that guy, as he said, he will fight it at the law court. He will fight it, and I believe he's going to win.
But apparently, they are sending thugs after him and his life under threat.
He should not mind them. He should continue to fight for that mandate. That mandate is given to him by the people of the senatorial district. He should get more security around himself and continue to fight on that mandate. And if they go ahead and present Lawan damning all the consequences, then they should go ahead and carry out a protest vote against that one. And that is what is going to result to. People will vote massively against him. It has happened in so many places and many states that APC lost in the northern part of Nigeria when they presented a wrong candidate, when they imposed a governorship candidate against that candidate of the people carried that political vote in favor of PDP, and they lost that state. I think is it not Sanfara or one of these? I can't remember, but some of the states, maybe like 2 states like that in the north, yeah, they lost it to PDP. So this time around, they're going to lose it again. But that guy should not surrender. Should continue making that noise on the media and continue fighting for that man and defend that mandate. He should continue to defend the mandate given to him by the people. This is not democracy. When you do what is called democracy for? Democracy is all about contest. And somebody that contested a primary won, and they wanted to rob him of his victory. They wanted to take that mandate from him and give it to somebody that did not contest at all. No, that guy should not take it. He should continue to fight. And I believe that with the level of his resistance, it looked like he's serious about it, and he will take it to the court, and definitely maybe it could the court could rule in his favor, and we take that mandate towards election and win for the party. So that's my take on that.
All right, brilliant. Well put. Thank you, Ajale Koko. So, Ajale Koko, let me, for reasons of time, go on to Thomas. Thomas, let me take you to a different talking point. Buhari comes up, well, it's almost like you sit an exam and then you mark your own paper. So, Buhari marks his own paper and a star all the way through. Corruption under Obasanjo, Yar'Adua, Jonathan won't repeat under my regime. So he's saying won't, but really is what is 7 and a few months into an 8-year term. So really, it should say has not won't, because the future is very much now behind him. But he's saying that under his administration, insecurity has reduced, corruption has reduced, and the economy has bounced up. So he's essentially claiming, he says, as you are all aware, this administration came into office determined to make impact in 3 main areas: security, building a stable economy, and fight against corruption. And he has given himself a pass mark. We can say that recent positive developments in these areas have shown that despite the challenges on the ground, we can see general improvements in all 3 areas. So Buhari gives himself a pass mark on security or insecurity, building a sustainable economy, and fight against corruption. So he gives himself a pass mark, but what mark would you give him, Thomas?
Thank you, one man. Good evening, everyone. I will implore our listeners to like the station and subscribe. Thank you. One man, I don't know. Is Buhari is aware of what is going on in Nigeria? I think that's the first question we should be asking. Is he aware of those people that were killed in our war? Is he aware of people that were slaughtered in the north-south, in the north of Nigeria? Is he aware of killings? I don't understand. I don't understand. Maybe this man is not aware of anything. Maybe he's not. He doesn't have inclination of what is going on at all. For him to be giving himself pass, why will he be giving himself pass? Pass for what? What is the achievement of this government in 7 years? Can you point to one thing, one achievement, one thing, just one, that we can mention that this government has done in the last 7 years? Nothing. It's zero. One man, if you know how much people are sending to that country to sustain their family, one man. I can't be saying how much is going from me to that country, to my parents, to my family, to my loved ones. Things are not working well, one man. Things are not working. But this man is giving himself pass. I don't know who is advising him. I don't know. I don't know. It's very annoying and even frustrating, one man. I don't know. Is this man aware of everything I've just mentioned? One man, it is very frustrating. I can't wait. I can't wait for this man to get out. I can't wait. I think I'm just thinking maybe the election should just come tomorrow. The presidential election should just come tomorrow, and they should just decide. Maybe if we have change of government, things will change. But things are not working, one man. I don't know who is advising Buhari, one man. I
All right.
don't know.
All right, thank you, Thomas. So thank you, Thomas. I don't know who this person is, but you are not connecting properly, so I'm going to have to remove you. I don't know what this looks like. But thank you, Thomas. So let me go in from you, Thomas, and let me go to Baba. Actually, let me go to Alexander Gomez. So Alexander, anybody that is a former member of the platform always gets priority, and Alexander Gomez, a full member. So Alexander. Your verdict
Yes, sir.
on Buhari, he has given his verdict on himself. What is your verdict on him? It calls himself a
Simply put, one of the worst presidents we've ever had in the history of Nigeria. Drove the economy to way below par, sick throughout his tenure, brought nothing to the table, half-educated, uncouth, a fundamentalist, a core Islamic fundamentalist. So I don't know where he's coming from. He's deluded, obviously, for him to think that he's done a lot. But people should stop blaming him for the sufferings of the people in the state. That is I keep on saying it on this platform. That is primarily and purposely the job of the governor, not the president. You know, you get your allocation from the federal government, however small or big it is. You need to turn that money around, use it properly, and help the citizens of your state by creating employment, by making people's livelihood better. If the governors are not doing that, the president has nothing to do with it. But having said that, the country has collapsed totally. So that's my verdict on that man called Buhari. I never liked him in the first instance when he was president of Nigeria in 1983. I wasn't there. I had left the country almost 10 years before that. So I don't know, but I just know that he had nothing to offer. But in my lifetime, he's always been in the corridor of power, you know, from a governor to a minister to a military president and to a president. So this is someone who can't even show his O-level certificate as a president of Nigeria. And that's sad. The country is the greatest black country in the world, no matter how you dice it, no matter how you look at that country. I mean, if you sat down yesterday and listened to the conversation between Black League and Ajani Koko and the Enigmatic, you realize how wonderfully educated the Nigerians are. So it's a sad we have people like this in the corridor of power and power. But moving forward, I hope that we get someone who can turn the fortunes of the country around. My assertion, my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. Go ahead.
We don't have any more windows for failures in Nigeria now. I think this has to be the last of this sort of failure type of. We've had failure after. We've not had a president, by my reckoning, in the history of that country ever. It's just the best that we have ever had has been half-baked. And that would be probably Obasanjo and a little bit Goodluck Jonathan. But we've never really had a president that put all of his efforts to propelling that country to where it should be, where we are. We've never had a president in Nigeria, Alexander, that has ever marched where people like us are. How can that be?
Because we don't have the right people in government. Obasanjo obviously is the best president Nigeria's ever had, both militarily and in the civilian disposition. He's the best we've ever had. People might say go on, but I beg to differ. But like you always say, you refer to the guy that turned Nigeria into one of the greatest countries in the world to probably the saddest country in the world right now, Babangida, and saying ruling Nigeria is very easy. You just hire the best people and delegate. So what Obasanjo did was adhering to that principle. He hired the best people, the best brains that Nigeria had to offer, and made Nigeria a great country again. I mean, when Obasanjo was the president of Nigeria, the people were beginning to respect us again as a country, as a people. He used to come over to the United States and he used to give lectures in some of the best institutions in America. We just have to be able to choose the right people to govern, to rule, and not these half-baked illiterates that show their faces and are given the opportunity to govern a space, govern a great country like Nigeria. It's unfortunate, but that's the bottom line. I mean, if we get, I always say, if we get some of the best administrators that Nigeria has to offer, in 10 years, Nigeria will be a top 10 economy. We have the brains. I mean, we're brilliant people. You can't take that away from us. I mean, Ajale Koko says it all the time, the best immigrants in American students are Nigerians. They whoop, part of my Akata ghetto expression, but we whoop the Vietnamese and the Indians and the Chinese of this world with relative ease, including my daughter. So I know how brilliant we are, but the problem is we're not putting the right people in place to take over the realms of affair of the country called Nigeria. I hope the new generation will be able to turn the country around. The people in their 40s and 50s.
Is there any indication that they will be able to? Have you seen anything to vest hope upon within the?
If they're given the opportunity, yes, they will, because the country still has the natural endowment, the God-given endowment, we still have that. So it can be turned around. You just go for loan negotiations, and you go for loan write-offs, and we start afresh. Clean slate, and we start afresh. That's it. We need to be able to start from the local government to the state government to the presidency. That's what we need to do. It starts from the local government to the state government, and then the presidency. Once we can get the right people in place, we're not Ghana. Ghana is where it is today because with their limited resources, they have the best people to rule over the country. We have one of the richest naturally endowed countries in the world, but we have nicom-poops that control the space. So once we turn that around, I think we'll see a difference in our outlook. I don't know whether we'll be able to see that. I don't know whether I'll be able to see that in my lifetime.
No, you will. You will, because you are still fairly young. People live forever.
These generational. Yeah. These people need to be flushed out, and they're not going to be flushed out till they die naturally. So that's what I'm talking about. I mean, I don't know. It's sad, but I have hope because naturally that's a great country. Nigeria is a great country. We go into places and people respect us, even with all the sufferings going on in the land. We're still a respected people. So that's just it at the end of the day, really.
All right, brilliant. Well, cool. So thank you, Alexander. Alexander, let me go on to Baba Kure to try and condense the afternoon session. So that's Alexander Gomez. Let's go on to Baba Kure and have him pick it up from where Alexander left off. Let me take you, Baba Kure, to Yobe State and the goings on there. So Alexander was speaking about the problems that afflict the Nigerian state, and nothing encapsulates that more than the narrative going on within Yobe Senatorial District. So the delegates of that space duly elected somebody to be their candidate for the upcoming senatorial election. They submitted it to the party. The party then removed that name completely and replaced it in a submission to INEC. But that is democracy, Abdullahi Adamu style. So this is where we are, but is this who we are, Ababa Kure?
Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for having me this morning. Well, it is democracy indeed. If we still have things like this in going to 2023, so it is showing you that we may not really get a credible election. Because if you telling us that everything will be fine, everybody will vote their conscience and they will be nobody is going to be disfranchised and everything will be all right, and some group of people now voted for the candidate they really wanted, and because you are paddy with some unscrupulous elements, and because of that you shortchange of the rightful of the right owner of that ticket, and you gave it to somebody who does not qualify for that. So how is the country going to be built? Because going to what Alexander just said, it's still the same thing that is going on here, because right people are not getting to the right place. Though we don't know even if is it Bashir
Machina.
Machina. Yeah. We don't even know if it's going to do something better than.
Well, it doesn't really matter. He's the will of the people.
Yeah, I know. I'm going right there, but I'm just trying to. Though we still don't know what is going to his mind, but that is what people wanted. So if let the will of people prevail. Don't force people force a politician on people, and that is why we are here where we are today. Let me just talk like our vice president. So that is the reason why the country is like this. So I don't really see much changes in what is going to happen in 2023 to what we have seen so far. Though today I saw that you posted a clip that in Ekiti State, they said they are not going to collect money to vote. That's a very good, and but that is just one.
Don't be too quick to celebrate that.
No, one man. You know me very well, man.
No. I have my reasons for saying that. Let me.
That is just a word. That is just one word.
Yes.
In one local government. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying that.
Let me show you why I said don't be too quick. Watch this. So that's the same Ekiti election. That is what I'm saying. They've just sold it.
When I saw the clip, I said, well, that is good, but that is just one word. I said, you guys can only talk for your own self.
Is that money they are showing?
No, yes. Look at it again. You'll see their PVC and the money, so they've sold their money. So there it is.
Look at your youth, oh. Those are your youth that look at your youth, oh. They don't even cover their face. They are showing it. Look at your youth, Baba Kure. This supporter, the youth.
One man. Yes. Let me just explain something to you with that video clip, right?
Carry on.
Number one, people can just do that to mock election. People can do that to mock election. But to me, I'm not saying that there is no vote buying in Ekiti State as we are talking right now. We saw a video clip and some people just came up, we are not taking money, we just want to vote for our conscience. Good. But that is just one word. That is just minute number to the population of Ekiti State. And that is just one word in one local government that is saying that. So you don't even know what is going to happen in the second word of that the same local government. So that we cannot really celebrate that. But what I'm saying is that if we vote our conscience.
Baba Akure, can I interject 1 minute?
Yeah, go.
You
make it quick.
Yeah, quick. You see, even the governorship candidate of SDP, Oni, I watched a video this morning. He said, oh, there's a report reaching that vote buying is going on in some places. So it can't stop. It's just unfortunate, man.
Yeah, I read that on Vanguard too, that some people complain, but PDP and APC, they distance themselves from that comment. We know that money is going to play very well in this. And this is the reason why we are not getting right person in right place. So we still go back to this, what Alexander said. And that is why I'm sorry that we will not get it right until when we can do away with this with money, like, okay, you want to collect money and vote for the person who pay you, until when we do away with that. And to me, honestly, like Alexander said, I don't know if any good thing is going to come out. When you said Alexander is very young, he is not young. Even myself, that I'm still younger than him, I don't know if any good thing is going to come in my own lifetime.
You have to not say that. You have to look to the future with hope now. We are looking for immediate. If Peter Obi takes over, then Nigeria turns around now.
One man. Just forget about that issue. Peter Obi, whoever take charge of Nigeria seats, head of state, presidency, he is going to work very hard before he can get the country back to normal. And I don't know, I said it, I think it was yesterday morning or the day before yesterday. I don't know where they are going to get money to run the country. Remember, your boo-boo said that, he is doing well. And I strongly believe that it was not Buhari said that. That is what my brother Adeshina and Gaba Shehu wrote for him, because he is in delusion. If he can say that, if he really say that, but I know Buhari doesn't know what is going on in Nigeria. I think it was you said it yesterday or 2 days ago, that the man just want to do what he has to do and just get out, because he fed up with what is going on in Nigeria.
He's fed up,
So you want to tell me, because Adeshina will soon get out of that place, Abati was just like that. If Abati is the enemy now, it was just like that, defending Goodluck Jonathan. Didn't he get out? He got out. The same thing Adeshina will soon get out. Just 8 months. He will get out, and masquerade will become human being at that time. They can say anything they want. So they are better. Why our debt, the country debt, is skyrocketing, that we never experienced in our lifetime. The food stuff, you can't even put your money into it. The road, electricity is even worse. Name one thing that
Baba, when I hear headlines like that, you know what I always think? I always think that it's almost like these people are mocking us.
Exactly.
Because we are living the life that they have created, and they are telling us that we're living a different life. The economy has collapsed. The world, all the international bodies have told us that the country is the poorest in the world, has the highest poverty affliction in the world. The insecurity everywhere. Look at what even happened just after our war. They are telling us they improved insecurity. It's just so callous.
But in Ogun State, few days back, they kidnap people who are doing a night vigil in Ogun State. What are they telling us? Is it not a joke? Eh? They are just mocking us, like you rightly said. They are mocking us. Just a moment, please.
All right.
Next, please. Can I?
Sorry, carry on, Baba, correct?
Okay, so they are just mocking us, right? They know what they are doing. Yeah. In fact, it is. I sent something to you the other day. I don't know if you read it, you will see the graph. I'm going to.
What's
I'm going to
that? Is that your medication machine? Is it time for your injection? Is
No,
that
no,
what?
no, no, no. Somebody is trying to fix my basement
Oh, all
bathroom.
right. Okay. Yeah.
So, like I was saying, right? I sent you a graph, a message on your Instagram. If you look at that graph, it's not the news, but I look at the graph. They were asking people. They ask, I think there are some country, India, Nigeria. Do you know Nigeria believe that almost all of them that they ask want to get out of Nigeria. It was because this man is comparing himself to Babangida, to Obasanjo. That is even better. How many people, though we love to travel, but how many people, we are not as desperate as this. If you ask 100 people right now in Nigeria, even those who are living large, that they have houses in Lekki and stuff like that, they want to get out and get to get second passport. That is what they will be telling you, or how they can get permanent residence somewhere, because they are all fed up.
Okay, let me share that graph, because it is quite important that people see this. This is what Baba Akure sent in. A while ago, actually, Baba Akure sent this in. I'm only going to show the graph, Baba Akure, because I think the graph tells the whole story. So the question that they are asking Baba Akure, young people in 15 countries in Africa were asked which direction they thought their country was moving in. So the red is right direction and the gray is wrong direction. So Rwanda, of course, thinks their country heading in the right direction, and you can see over 50% of them think that. Over 50% of Ghanaians, the Ugandans, they're still fighting their government somewhat. So it continues to cascade. The South Africans around about 35%, 25%. But Nigeria, I think it's about 10%, isn't it? And
if it is up to 10%,
no, it's 5%. So my cursor is on it now. It says 5%.
Okay.
So those 5%, of course, Abubakar Malami and the rest of them.
And the rest.
You know. So that is it.
If Rwanda,
but Buhari is telling you that you are better.
If Rwanda of yesterday, Rwanda, that was rip off, 800,000 people died because of genocide. If they can get their ass together, and they could be number one on that graph, what of the so-called giant of Africa? And somebody sit down in Aso Rock telling us that he is performing better, and he is the best president we ever had. It's not a joke, huh? It is a joke. But to me, I don't think he is the person that wrote that. It is additional.
Yes, Femi Adesina. You see, you can tell in the grammar sometimes, because Femi Adesina, he likes to be like a literary sort of luminary sort of writer. He tries to write in the manner of a novelist or a playwright. So you see that in how he structures his pieces. So you know when he writes something, he has a Wole Soyinka complex. He thinks he's better than he is. You know, the fat boy.
You see, the 5% that you saw there are the politicians, their associates, and people that are connected to them. That is.
How can 5% of a country feel that the country is headed in the right direction? And something like 5%.
Yes, 5% are those politicians, and the rest of them, they are people that benefit from that industry that we know as politics. Those are the ones that constitute that 5%. Others are yes.
Go ahead.
And that was from the Guardian, by the way, the British Guardian. So it's not anybody that has anything against, it's just facts as they have it.
One man, I am telling you, and I'm telling you the facts right now. You see all those big men, even that they are well to do in Nigeria. They want to get out of Nigeria. I'm telling you, because many people will talk to me that, oh, well, how do I do this? You live in Canada. I think I just have to abandon what? One man, that country it's only God can revive it.
Medical doctors with good jobs, they are willing to leave Nigeria to come and be taxi drivers in America, Canada, whatever.
Even the insecurity alone can throw you off. If you see how people will be killed every single day, and you come to a place and you just open your door and the good breeze is coming to you, coming to your apartment, and there is no burglary, there is no. So Won't you? What you wish to do? I know. I think I just have to
There
embrace
are
this.
several times that I forget to lock my door. I hardly ever lock any of my cars, you know. Not because, but sometimes I just forget, you know. If you just go in and you don't even have the thought, you know. I'm
Exactly.
thinking if I form that habit too much, I hope I don't take it to Nigeria because, you know.
My bathroom door and my bathroom window, I have opened it for good 3 years now without closing it. Nobody passed through the place and come inside my house. 3 years now. So,
so you couldn't even find an Oyinbo workman.
I can hear some Ekiti dialect there. Eh?
One man, you said you hope you will not hear something we're supposed not to hear one day.
one man. So that is how that is the level that our country turned into. But yet, everybody like me, I want to go back home, no matter what. So I want the place to be better. But who are those that you can really trust that is going to make the place better? In fact, if I don't even know, because I've trusted people and they all.
But you have Peter Obi now. They are telling you Peter Obi, and you people, because you are so tribal, you won't even consider. Peter Obi has given you all the answers now, but why don't you join the? Well, why don't you be an obedient? Obedient is what they are calling them now. Why are you an obedient?
I'm an obedient. I'm an obedient person, but yes. I don't know Peter Obi. He really need to put more effort anyway to work very hard. I don't doubt he could be Nigerian president, but he really need to work very hard and move to different states, local government, make sure that he has representative in all those places. Then he can get some votes.
All right, brilliant. Well put. So Baba Akure, as you can see, a full screen. So let me go on time, of course. Let me go on to Baba Akure and let him go and attend to his workman. He's going to go and tell him of that. I was on an international platform, you know, and you're talking like some yam head. But let me go on to World Peace. So what Peace are you there? All right, let me go on then to Engineer Joseph. Engineer Joseph, are you there? Okay, let me go on to Ola. Ola, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Oh, all right, brilliant. So to you then, Ola, let me take you to the space of KWAKWANSO saying that talks are still ongoing with Peter Obi. So that is to suggest then that this is essentially why Peter Obi used Donyo Kukwe as a placeholder. So what are you expecting from these talks? Because one comment that he made that struck me was that the APC and the PDP, they did not give the vice presidential slot to the Igbo people. So the Igbo people are underrepresented. So that is to tell you that, let me say, it says he noted that their collaboration was especially important as the All Progressive Congress APC and People's Democratic Party PDP had not fielded an Igbo vice presidential candidate. So his thought that tells you is around the vice presidential space. So what are you expecting then? What are you expecting to emerge from the talks between Peter Obi and what's his name, Demala Ola?
Yeah, I don't know, but we can't say the Igbo people are not being considered now when they have their foremost son. They are one of their foremost son now as the flag bearer of let me say Labour Party is an important party now, even though it's not the spread is not across the country, but now at least someone is putting the searchlight on that party. So what I see in all these arrangements is everybody is just juggling for power and nothing more. At the end of the day, Kwankwaso might become the vice president to Obi, but would that be enough for them? Would that be enough for them to make a serious headway? Because the situation we are in the country today, I think we need more than all these mergers that are flying around. for anybody just to defeat APC or PDP. So to me, I don't expect much. Whosoever they are bringing, I don't expect much. It's not me being pessimistic, but it's just for me trying to be realistic to the best of my understanding. So I don't expect so much from the merger. So that's just as simple as it is for me. Maybe if there's any other topic, I may have better interest.
All right, brilliant. Ola, let me go on from you to Mr. Omorui, just to make sure I touch every voice. So, Mr. Omorui, let me take you to the space of articles running mates. So, Okowa, of course, has already emerged, and he now speaking to his constituency, I must say. So, about are they his constituency even is the question. My selection as articles running mate does not stop Igbo agitation for 2023 presidency. So this is Governor Okowa, now vice presidential running mate Okowa, who is he went on channels television to insist that he's an Igbo man. He's saying that the Igbos can still continue on their journey, but they should not please come against him for accepting that vice presidential slot. So what are you then making of this two-tone politics that Okowa is playing? A South-South man but Igbo, who wants the Igbos to be president but accepting a vice presidential slot with Atiku. This double dodge politics from Okowa, what are you making of it, Mr. Omorua?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mama. Thank you for having me on your show this morning. Greetings to my fellow panelists. Yeah, I think they do everything. They don't have the people at heart. Everything is all about them and their political convenience and expediency. Picking Okowa, don't forget this same Okowa was the chairman of the Governors Forum, the Asaba Declaration, where they concluded that they were not going to have anything less than presidency. They were not going to allow the presidency to go back to the north. He was the chairman. So they used the likes of Wiki, and at the end of the day, Wiki was backstabbed, and Okowa now is becoming the vice to Atiku. It's all about them. It's all about their selfish interests and their personal aggrandizement. If you look at it critically again, Okowa is not a core Igbo man. He's of the Anocha, he's of the Delta Igbo speaking area. I think the Anocha area. So he doesn't in any way. I don't like the way the Easterners are. I'm not trying to be tribalistic here. He playing a very dangerous and game with the Easterners. The Easterners on their own, our Igbo brothers, I don't really know what they want. It's like they're neither here nor there. But this is just my word. I'm sorry if I'm offending anybody here. They're dissipating a lot of energy in different directions. They seem to lack a political focus. They don't know what they want. They're not standing for anything, and they will always fall for nothing. And this is my humble submission.
As Okowa always, as he always put forward this Igbo-ness, or has he always kept that quiet? Because I know that Wike's distanced himself from being Igbo famously once upon a time, and they are from a similar type of region. But I'm not aware that Okowa has ever really put himself forward as an Igbo man. But the Igbos are in play now, and suddenly he discovers his red cap. What are you making of that, Mr. Morua?
Yeah, you see, he has always been called the IFEANYI, I know that. He's of the Ika extraction, yeah, between the former Bender state. They were known as, I think at the moment they are the Delta Igbo. They speak Igbo very well. But that does not to say it's just for their political expediency, like I said.
Do the Igbos consider them Igbos?
No, not at all. Not at all.
So am I right in my description then when I call him like a diet Coke Igbo? Is he a diet Coke Igbo?
Very correct. Just like the game they play with middle bet and the core nuts. When it's convenient for them, you want to use them for their political advantage, they call them nuts. When it comes to the real, the Jews from the national cake, they are not really, they are nowhere to be found. The kind of politics the Northerners play with the middle belt is the kind of politics they're trying to play with Okowa and co. This does not actually stop. It has nothing to do with the Eastern agitation. From my own perspective, in my own opinion, It's worrisome. It's it's very, very pathetic. It's absurd and disappointing and disheartening that the Easterners make a lot of noise. They don't have political focus. I don't really know where they are right now. You speak to one of them, they don't want. There will be no election. No election. Election will come and go. They tell you no election. There's one group that belongs to that one. Now a lot of them are waking up trying to support Obi because of Obi presidency. They want to be part of Nigeria right now. You don't do things like that. He who fails to plan, they say, has already failed to has already planned to fail. You have to have a focus. You have to have this is what we want to do. Even their own Obi that is agitating with the youth support, it could be online. And we don't know how much that one will translate to, electoral sources of victory on the ground. But you can see they are even divided against him. The chairman of our guy is saying there's no Obi, is a cost man. Bakali is coming to say no way for him. Nobody will support the stingy man. The Abari base are not there for him. The other one yesterday, the former Senate majority leader, the one that was beaten in Germany. Ekweremadu is telling you IGBOS will vote for Obi. People, I don't know what I'm sorry to say, I know they have some members in this group. I know a lot of them are listening to me. It's that time they wake up from their slumber and know what they want. Or they will everybody will continue to take them from the right. If you don't know what you want, you don't know what you want for yourself, you continue to fall for anything that is thrown at you. This is my humble submission, Mr. Woman.
All right, thank you. But it looks as though they might well get the vice presidential slot because with Okowa, who has now discovered his Igbo blood now, with him as the VP candidate for PDP, if PDP, and it's a 50-50 chance. So there is I think we can all be rest in the confidence that the president of Nigeria is either going to be the APC candidate or the PDP candidate. So there's a 50-50 chance of an Igbo man, even though he's a Diet Coke Igbo, being the vice president of Nigeria in 2023. So that then it puts the Igbo back into the top echelons of Nigerian political space, Mr. Omodri, even though it's a Diet Coke Igbo.
No, not really, not at all. What I expected of Atiku, Atiku has this love, so to speak, quote unquote, for the Eastern region, for the Igbo man. If you look at it very well, in the previous attempt he made, he had feelings for the Igbo agitation, though for selfish interest too. First time he used Obi, I think the other one he used, I can't remember. But I expected him not that Obi decamp from. If Obi was still remain in PDP, I know he would have gone for an Obi.
Mr. Amaruyi, the first one he used was Obi too.
Okay. Yeah. So that was Ben Obi. That one was Ben Obi. Ben Obi.
Then before Peter Obi.
Yeah. He has this political soft spot for them. But what I expected of him, now that Obi, the young Obi is out of that place, trying to galvanize, now he just realized that his former party is not corrupt. Now because he could not match them dollar for dollar, he just woke up from his slumber to realize that they are not corrupt party. Now he's trying to, galvanize the youth population, take advantage of the insecurity, suffering, poverty in the land. I pray that one works for him. I don't know how far he's going to go. Now that Obi is out of PDP, I expected Atiku or PDP as a party to look in that direction, to recall Igbo man, to assuage that agitation. I mean, if you cannot eradicate it, at least to be able to reduce it to the barest minimum, to create a sense of belonging, if we really say we are one. After the civil war of 1966 to 1970, we came up with the 3 arrows, the reconciliation, reconstruction, and rehabilitation. We have not really done any of this. We have not reconstructed the Eastern region. We have not rehabilitated them fully into the Nigerian political narrative. And we have not really reconciled with them. So that animosity is still there. So I said that if you couldn't keep them, they're all selfish. I can't even fathom PDP jettisoning their zoning arrangement. When it was convenient for Atiku in the last dispensation, zoning was okay. Now that it wasn't convenient for him, automatically they have jettisoned the zoning arrangement. So my greatest worry is even these two gentlemen, the two national chairmen of the both parties, they are taking us back to our political Egypt. After almost 20-something years of democracy, we're having these two gentlemen as a national chairman of party. They have.
I'm not sure why Abdullahi Adamu has not been sacked after that stunt that
they are not. I mean, I can't even believe it. I can't even believe what is happening right now. They are taking us 100 years backward in our, eternal democracy. Look at what the script Adamu wanted to play with the APC convention. Look at what this one is doing right now. Somebody has a ticket already. You doing everything humanly possible to change the person. You want to bring in another person, as if you are Alpha and Omega, as if you are above the law, as if the democracy is is nothing to write home about. So I'm afraid of Iyocha Yusuf chairmanship of PDP just the same way I'm afraid of the chairmanship of Adamu of APC. These people are dangerous for democracy. They are not the kind of people we want right now. If our democracy must get some roots and get some development.
All right, thank you. So, Mr. Morui, I move on from you to Engineer Joseph, just for reasons of time. But before I do that, let me acknowledge Alexander Gomez's super chat, which is pointing in your direction. It says, Mr. Omorui's assertion is why I think Biafra won't. Sorry, can you mute yourself for a moment? Mr. Omorui's assertion is why I think Biafra won't work. The average Igbo man is essentially individualistic and self-centered. So that is it. But don't say that too loudly because you'll be accused of ethnic bigotry. But really, I think a lot of people are not far from you in thought on that, Alexander Gomez. Mr. Omorui's assertion is why I think Biafra won't work. The average Igbo man is essentially individualistic and self-centered. So there it is right there, Alexander Gomez, speaking via super chat as he often does. So thank you, Mr. Omorui, as we go on to Engineer Joseph. And Engineer Joseph, I mean, you have the pick of the top talking points, but you may want to start, you may want to comment on what is going on in Yobe State, where a guy called Machina wins the senatorial seat, but the name submitted to INEC via Abdullahi Adamu is a man called Ahmed Lawan. So democracy, Fulani style, Engineer Joseph.
Yeah, thank you very much for this opportunity to make some comments here. Starting with what is happening, starting with what is happening in Yobe. Me, I'm on ground, and I was in APC for like 8 years. I just left APC, just a few weeks ago. So I understand what is really happening on ground. My direct political leader is a serving minister as we speak. He was a governor for 8 years. He went to Senate, was in Senate for 12 good years. And then 2019, he lost election for the first time since 1999. So Buhari now had to give him a ministerial appointment because my people rejected him because of the way he supported Buhari, and because of a lot of things happening in the country, in my state in particular, we weren't happy with the Buhari administration. So even though up to today, he still remains the most popular politician in my state, but then the people came out in mass and voted him out in 2019. So with what is happening in Yobe State, from a distance, like a lot of discussion you've been having, from a distance, you think is that the candidate that won the primary, that is the issue. But it's not the candidate that won the primary. What happened is this, some persons went before the APC primaries, presidential primaries, some persons from the south went and met some popular northern politician to vie for the presidency. They approached someone like Zulum. Zulum turned it down. Then they were able to convince Ahmed Lawa. And Ahmed Lawa, if you follow right from 2015 to 2019, Tinubu was one of the major persons working with a few northern governors that delivered the Senate presidency to him. So for him to have accepted to run against Tinubu, which he knew that like Tinubu said it openly, that's his lifelong ambition. They tried prevailing on him not to take that step, but he betrayed the trust of not just Tinubu, but a number of northern APC governors, including his governor from Yobe State. So when Tinubu was giving his speech, he said it as if it was a joke, that he's going to lick his wound. He said it clearly. If you go watch the primaries, he made that statement that he's going to lick his wound. So the truth about the matter is this: that candidate, it was the Yobe State governor that is like his candidate that put him there. So anything that is happening there is beyond that candidate as a person. That is just a way of punishing Ahmed Lawan for the betrayal, because that betrayal he did. If you know the amount of stress it cost the Tinubu camp, even like Tinubu said it clearly that he thought that he wasn't even going to win again, because he went through a lot with the northern governors, with a lot of other major stakeholders for things to turn his way because of Ahmed Lawan, primarily because of Ahmed Lawan. So what is going through is beyond that candidate. So they can't use any intimidation or any force to make the candidate to give up, because the candidate is in the right.
But they've submitted, hold on. They've submitted Ahmed Lawan's name to INEC as the candidate for that senatorial seat.
Yes, Ahmed Lawan and the chairman of APC, they are together. Ahmed Lawan and the chairman of APC are together. So the chairman, this one is just single-handedly doing what he did. But you know, if that candidate should take the matter to court, he's in his favor, trying to buy time, and then they are considering like some emirs and some former presidents from the north, head of people like IBB, Absalam, to prevail on that candidate to withdraw. That's the only thing out. If the candidate refuses to withdraw, there's nothing Ahmed Lawan will do. That's just the simple truth.
And the speculation, and the speculation, even the video that went round that Ahmed Lawan had crossed carpet. What are you making of that? Did you hear about that, Ahmed?
No, that's just all this cheap. Yes, it's all this cheap social media journalists that want to get what do you call it? Want to get this.
We're losing you somewhat, Engineer Joseph. Can you still hear me?
We can hear you, one man.
No.
He was reading when the Senate leader decamped later of the Senate leader that reading that people, they just cut it and then spread it so that people, it will attract. That kind of news is like a big news. It will attract. So you won't hear that from any major media, because that one is just nonsense. It's not something to pay attention to.
All right. Thank you, Engineer Joseph. Engineer, yes, we can hear you, but you dip heavily. Yes. I think it's the It's the connection where you are. You can hear me, can't you?
Okay, well, I'm hearing you clearly.
Yes, we are hearing
you. I can hear you clearly.
But sometimes it fades sharply, and then sometimes it's staccato somewhat. But we are making out what you're saying. Okay, let me just take a brief commentary from you. Let me take a brief commentary from you on KWAKWANSO coming out to confirm that talks still ongoing with Peter Obi. So just give us a brief understanding of that. What are your understanding of that? What is KWAKWANSO playing as? Because this is why they are using Doyo Kukwe temporarily, but decisions now have to be made. Yeah. So where do you see KWAKWANSO swaying, Engineer Joseph?
KWAKWANSO is, like I said, I've been here before, I've made my submission, and it's just what is happening, because I'm on ground, I know what's happening. KWAKWANSO is ordinarily the preferred VP candidate for Peter Obi, but the issue is that KWAKWANSO wants Peter Obi to be his VP. He's just being like, he doesn't want to, like, he feels that Peter Obi should be his own VP, and then he shouldn't be Peter Obi's VP. But that's, to me, that's not even a major issue, because even if you look at it, KWAKWANSO in 2023, it can't work in favor of KWAKWANSO. KWAKWANSO
We've lost you again, Engineer Joseph. Are you there? Are you gone? All right, Engineer Joseph, we wait to hear back from you, but we can't leave the blank space, so we go on to
out of food PDP from APC and then from.
You're gone again. So I hope you listen back. Then you know.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but Engineer Joseph, I'm sure he's still talking in the background because you hear him pop up again. But all this time that I'm talking now, if you listen back, then you see that these are the times that you've been followed. So that's why I'm having to mute you. But before I go on to world peace, let me acknowledge the super chat that is coming in from Beaverland. So Engineer Joseph, hopefully we'll still get you to run through that space, only because you're especially because you are a politician based in Nigeria, so you have a real on the ground understanding of the goings on. But before I come to you, world peace, let me acknowledge Riverland's super chart. It says if Igbos are self-sent, I think it's responding actually to Alexander Gomez. It's saying if Igbos are self-centered and individualistic, then we should immediately welcome the Jagaban and Oshibanjo as the new Emeka and Chinedu. So I'm not quite sure what that means. If Igbos are self-centered and individualistic, then we should immediately welcome the Jagaban and Oshibanjo as the new Emeka and Chinedu. So I have to think about that to get an understanding of what it means.
What he's trying to say is
mindset. That is true. That's what he's saying. That they are able in their minds. That is true. That they are able. They have an able mentality. They're not really Yorubas.
All right. So, well, I don't know what that means, but so greater minds than mine do. But to you, world peace. Then, so do you want to pick it up then from that space?
Can I say something to you, please?
Yeah, go on.
I think you are a prophet. Your permutation is getting through. Tinubu is currently in Ibadan. Olubadan Ibadan is giving Ganduje and his wife Are Afiwajoye of Ibadan land.
Well, so there it is. You know, that's the ticket I want to see.
Don't praise one man. Let it exercise 20.
No. Because if Tinubu can follow Ganduje to Ibadan, Are Afiwajoye and the wife Yeye Afiwajoye of Ibadan land.
What
$3 now, eh? But you know that if you ask me personally, sorry, go on.
I say people from Oyo, I hope you are proud though. See, blame one man for what just happened right now. That is his own people from Oyo.
Don't blame me. Credit me. Don't blame me. Credit me because that's the ticket I want to see. I want to see Ganduje Tinubu because I think
remember you said it yesterday or day before yesterday.
Yeah, hearing one man. The level of hypocrisy I'm hearing right now. You see how we just speak about it, you know. Okay, it's okay. Don't worry.
Would you not like? Well, that's his best chance. That's just
one man. You are from Oyo. That is your people. You cannot be.
I think we've lost I think we've lost world peace. You know, it's trying to balance two things. So, world peace always keen to join us to contribute, but he has, as we all know, a newborn, his son, which is about 3 months old. So, you know, and of course, always takes priority. So. World peace we hear from you later, but of course, daddy duty always takes priority. So let's go to you then, Baba T, via default. So Baba T, yes, holy, prophet, one man. This is now the thing.
I'll ask you some questions later, and you better get it right. You better, the stock market. But let me ask you about some stocks, so you can see some stocks. Maybe you can prophesy about the stock market, so I can make some money. If you can, but when it comes to I think he's going to pick Ganduje then, right? That's what you're saying. He's going to pick him.
No. I think it will be best if it might not, but I think that would be his best.
But that will not look good now. Bullion van and dollar in Agbada. That is not a good. I don't think that will not work.
Versus Halliburton and Diet Coke Eagle. So it's still the same thing. Versus Halliburton and Diet Coke Eagle.
That one is No, woman. That one is paperwork. Their own is we have evidence, video, and pictures. You see what I'm saying? So for political sake, we can actually play those videos for campaigns. Not really good for APC to put those two together. That would be terrible. That would be terrible.
But those are already rested those are already rested matters. So they're not going to bring it up as though it was something new. People have already formed pardon me, people have already formed thoughts on those spaces. You know, the bullion van. How many more bullion van narratives can you run? How many more Gandola? So, but I don't know. But yeah.
Let me just piggyback on what Mr. Gomez said about I think I agree with him that what makes an Igbo man strong economically makes them weak politically. They're not good at playing well with others when it comes to politics. Like, you know, in Yoruba land, for instance, now they know who to talk to calm you down. The other cultures have things that they can do to change your mind. I don't think they have, when it comes to politics, they don't have that in their own. Like, everybody wants to be the alpha, the lead dog. They're not good at stepping down for each other. And look at what happened in the APC primaries and the PDP primaries. That would tell you. So I'm just speaking about the political space now. They're not good with that kind of politicking. So that's the reason why they don't have anybody, to present in this coming election. So they need to work on that. Maybe it's a cultural thing, or I don't know what it is. But I have friends, and that I'm married to one of them, by the way. So I know what I'm talking about. So they have to find a way to figure it out. If they cannot figure that problem out, they don't have anybody that people will vouch for in a multicultural society. So that's the issue I think that they have.
And to the Machina space, Babati, who won as required by his party a senatorial ticket, but then of course that's not sufficient. When it got to Abdullahi Adamu's table, that name Machina suddenly transmuted to Ahmed Lawan, and he duly submitted that to INEC. So what are you making of this? It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I sent you a link that from This Day Live on the private chat that was posted this morning. That the man said he's gonna go to court if that name is not changed to his name. So this false narrative that is stepping that is not true. According to what I'm reading from This Day right now, if you look at the link, you'll see I posted a link in private chat if you can see it there.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, it says he's going to go to court if the name is not changed. So, and what from one, I forgot his name from Abuja yesterday. Maybe it was Solomon talking about that there's a clause in the new bill, but that clause I had to go back and look at it. It says there has to be a unanimous agreement from all candidates for you to have a consensus. If one person says no, then it cannot be a consensus. But my own question is even that
Babati, sorry, please. I want to make something. Maybe one man didn't watch this man video. The man said on the TV interview, he said that waiver they said they should sign. The man said he didn't sign it. You remember that waiver APC gave to people to sign that they can withdraw you or replace you with someone else. The man said he didn't sign his own. So maybe he will counter them with that thing.
And also, Lawan was not even in the primaries. So even if you're going to have the consensus, it has to be between the people that are actually contested for the seat. So if he had his name in the primaries, he can even have a case in court. But what you just brought up right now, plus the fact that he was not even contesting in the primaries, that is a slam dunk in the court of law. So even if they step this guy down, Lawan still technically and legally cannot be imposed.
Then the person that comes second can sue.
Yes, will be the person, but it cannot be Lawan because he was not even running for the primaries at all. So I don't know, but but for the sake of democracy, I hope this guy goes ahead. But I think they are also looking at that they might lose the Senate president's seat. That because it would be a junior senator technically, right? So he might not get those powerful juicy positions. Maybe that's what they're concerned about. But Lawan made a very wrong move to come out and even run for. I don't know who told him he had a chance, So that was a very dumb move that he shouldn't have made. But I hope for the sake of democracy in that country, this guy, fights ahead because he will clearly win. He will clearly win on those two grounds that we just mentioned. First, that Lawan was not even in the primaries, and second, that he didn't sign any waiver like Thomas, like Thomas said.
But I think he'll be bought off ultimately. But that's just the sad truth of it. It's just
how does okay? Let's say they even buy him off of that position.
How did they nobody can make
it. So how? So do you know what? If I'm PDP, I will not say anything. I will wait. I will just come second, then go to court, and they will just take off Lawan. That because I can play that game. If I'm PDP, I will not say anything. Let them impose Lawan on there. Then once they win, I will just sue INEC and sue Lawan, and that's like a slam dunk easy win for me because Lawan did not run for any goes against the new law. It was not in the primaries. The guy didn't sign a waiver. So I have if I'm PDP, that would be my best bet because I know I might not win in that district. So you let them play that little crappy politics. In fact, I will root for Lawan. Put Lawan there. Then when he wins, bam, just go to court. Easy win. So PDP should play that game right.
I'm desperate for that guy not to. I want him to not have any political space in 2023. It's just the worst of. I want people like that should not have anything in dinner. It's just too bad. It's too terrible a person.
It's an ungrateful mofo.
They'll just bring something to you and you just sign it.
Yeah, so we need to get him out of this. So, but there's no way he runs for office. That was a wrong political move he made. I don't know what he was thinking. But this Machina guy, for the sake of democracy in that country, needs to stand up. But if he does not, PDP should just wait and let them put Lawan. But why would INEC even put his name on there? Forget what APC is thinking for a second, one man. Forget what APC is thinking. Don't INEC have due process where they look at the law and say this guy does not qualify? So why would INEC then take the name in?
INEC has not taken a position yet, Babati, because what they are doing at the moment is they just go to the INEC website and upload names onto the portal. So they're just uploading names. So when those names are taken by INEC, then INEC can then go through their processes to determine if these names have gone through the rightful processes.
So do you think INEC will? Do you think just put your Nigerian hat on for a second? Do you think INEC will just keep everything and put Lawan on it? Do you think that's possible?
Well, I don't. With a name like Mahmoud Yakubu, we saw what he did in 2019. So that already tells you that it's already paid for.
Yeah, but that will compromise the integrity of INEC, which might cause trouble. That might even trickle down to all elections because if you let this happen, then they must start looking at other names at other elections.
Abati, do they have integrity? Do they have one?
Wow, so that's the very thing about INEC. Even we're discussing it here. Clearly, the Lawan has no case. But once again, it's Nigeria. Anything is possible. But if I'm PDP, I'll be rooting for INEC to make that mistake. I will be hoping that they do that so that I can just make my case and win the case, and I'll just sue both of them in court.
All right. But this is probably the most the funniest headline that I've yet come across. Corruption under Obasanjo Yar'Adua Jonathan won't repeat under my regime. So he's saying won't. You see, is that word won't that particularly irks me somewhat because his administration is 7 years and several months in and only 8-year bar. So it's not won't, but has not. Because he is not speaking. No, it's Buhari speaking. That the corruption that we saw under Goodluck Jonathan Yar'Adua and Obasanjo, according to him, that would not repeat under his administration. And he goes on to tell us that he has rebalanced the Nigerian economy so that it is now in its strongest space that it can be, that he has reduced insecurity to its barest minimum, and it has fought corruption to a standstill. Mr. Buhari parroted his regime's focus on security, economy, and corruption, claiming that his vision to make Nigeria more peaceful, prosperous, and reliable are local and international facts. So it goes on to say that Mr. Buhari claims that policies and actions of his regime have made an impact on the tripod vision. Despite challenges, he assured that more is still to be done to safeguard lives, property, enhance livelihood, and ensure probity. As we are all aware, this administration came into office determined to impact on three main areas: security, building a sustainable economy, and fight against corruption, explains the president. Mr. Gabache, who is media aide, quoted the president in a statement. We can say that recent positive developments in these areas have shown that despite the challenges on the ground, we can see general improvements in all three areas. So have you then, Babati, seen improvements in the Nigerian economy, in the fight against corruption, and insecurity? What improvements have you seen?
When you we were reading that article, I thought you were reading from like 6-7 years ago. That's what I thought. So I was like, wait a minute. Well, I asked you who said this. I'm thinking, is it the incoming administration or somebody from 6 years ago? Because what was the value of the dollar when it came? It was like 200 and something, or 180, 190. It's close to 600 right now. What is the state of transportation in the country? It hasn't gotten any better. Do we have power in that country? What is education right now? What is manufacturing? So I don't know the kind of bubble they're living in that they'll come up with this kind of argument. I mean, we have metrics. This is not 1980 where you can hide, you can control the media. We have online spaces now. So we have metrics that we can actually look at, that we can measure. Like yesterday, we were talking about the depth servicing, the servicing. Even though Nigeria can hide it, you can go to global international bodies and look at those figures. So we don't need Nigeria necessarily to even measure those kind of things. So I don't know what the hell he's talking about. He's clearly delusional, or maybe he's lying. I don't know who's telling him all this. That just tells you that there's a disconnect between the upper class in the society and the masses, because they clearly don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what improvement in security. I mean, I'm from the Southwest. We've never had anything like Okowa before. Now, history, in ancient history, Okowa has never happened to Yoruba land before.
Do you think it's somewhat callous for him off the back of, or was still just fresh in the memory, and then for him to come out to say that he has improved security?
Yes, that is very. Clearly it's very. Look at how they're ravaging the north. Even the bandits. Look at what they're doing over there. So we have been economically sabotaged from African countries. Nobody even speaks about that. Maybe on a different show one man when you have time. The kind of those neighboring countries are pretty much living off Nigeria. They are taking things from us for free. Oil, gas, we are getting exploited by all those neighboring countries: Cameroon, Niger, Chad, Benin Republic. They need Nigeria to survive pretty much. So, some of the part of the economy. So we have been exploited on that part. Nobody discusses that as well. And he's here talking about he's done well. I don't know. Nobody can mention one thing that he has done pretty well. I don't see anything. Maybe it's allowed the Fulanis to come into Nigeria, giving them some of ownership. That would be the only achievement he's had. But apart from that, it's been a disappointment. And one thing I remember when Buhari first came in was the people spoke about the body language. They were thinking that they were going to get Buhari from the 80s. That no nonsense, anti-corruption, agenda. But they gave him 6 months. But I knew it was going to fail. Because once it took him 6 months to appoint his ministers, I knew we are effed. I knew there was a problem, because if it took you 6 months to even appoint ministers, you clearly didn't have any plan for the country. I'm not saying that I preferred good luck, but we took a wrong turn. Good luck was doing terrible as well. Let's not lie about ourselves. It was also terrible, but not to the point of what Buhari has done to the country. He has done irreparable damage to Nigeria locally and internationally. It's going to take the grace of God and the Superman to fix that country. It's going to take a lot. And, whoever comes there, even if he's a good person, the first 2 years of just readjustment and realigning things will be very difficult. So he has to communicate that to the Nigerian people that, guys, listen, I know what this guy has done, and we have to fix a lot of problems. So it's going to be very, very difficult for them to fix the problem it's caused for that country. Very tough.
Yes, the next president, if he's not very talented, he's going to get the backlash of everything that Buhari has done, because everything will come home to roost under the next administration. Right. The next administration will struggle to borrow money, right, and the money that they have borrowed, the people will start asking for their money back. So the suffering will get even sharper under the next administration, and people will start to say we did not have it that bad under Buhari.
Yeah, I know you mentioned that yesterday, that the loan thing that we were talking about, because I had to go read more about it. I was when you said that, I had to go read everything I could get on those loan services. That we might not even, the days of for loan forgiveness is over in this current.
They're borrowing from China now. China doesn't forgive anything. They take your house.
They will come over. Imagine going from Lagos to Ibadan and it's all Chinese. China, and the airport is China owned, and you know what? I won't even mind if China just give them our power sector. I won't even mind. At least we'll have light. That one at least we can guarantee that one. But when you have key infrastructure being controlled by foreigners, these people will not even mind. I don't care. They give them some money. I'm sure they will sell their father's house too. The way they are. So it's quite unfortunate that we find ourselves in this position. But we need somebody with a vision. Somebody that is, but one man, I have families down there. They're fine. They can leave the country if they want to leave, but they love Nigeria. They decided to stay. But
why should they leave the country? Is the thing,
Yeah.
Why should they? Why should we even be living? I'm not sure however comfortable your life is wherever you are, whether you claim you are born there or not. I'm not sure that anybody can, in the deep recesses of their mind, say that they are happy to be living even in your vast mansion in Florida or your vast estate in Oxfordshire. You are not happy there, because the moment you step out of your house, you're just a black man. Anybody will just, But in Nigeria, you're the son of X, whose father was this, and grandfather. You have history. And the people,
woman,
why should we be running all over the world because of some Fulanis?
Woman, good that you say that. So in grad school, I took some of my friends, African American friends, about 7 of us. I went back to Nigeria, so they followed me to Nigeria, right? And they were like, man, so this is what black people enjoy, the freedom to be who you are. They were so happy because they felt different for them to have that liberty to move around. And it's just all black people. They've never seen that before. So they kind of got that feeling that you were talking about. Like, it's a different environment, the freedom you have that we take for granted sometimes. But we need those key things. If Nigeria had a good road networks, had electricity, had power, had manufacturing, had security and education, most people would move back.
It's a cathartic experience for a diasporic, not a diasporic African, but historically diasporic black person to go to an African country or country like Nigeria. You know that all of these people, the black American, the black whatever, the black European, they have never known, in all of the life of their history of their family, they've never known a situation where they come out of their door and all they see is black faces.
Right.
Where they're a majority in any space. So they're not then on guard. These people, imagine a black American going to a place like Nigeria for the first time, and all they see is black faces.
One, you know what? I actually took them to the palace. So because I could go to the back, so I was showing them the Orisha. So part of the palace, they have they still use the court system in Egbala. They still use the court system where people will come before the Orisha to come and swear. They still do that. So you bring your case and you swear before the gods. And they were like kind of amazed, like, man, they were taking pictures with I'm like, be careful, don't go and touch the wrong person though. But they didn't care. They were so happy to be there because in their mind, they're not used to seeing black people in power like that, very, in control, in charge of things like that. They're not used to that. So that people even became, I had a friend that actually, he left being a Christian and is now an Ifa. It's an Ifa. His name is not Babatunde now. He changed his name. I'm telling you, he changed his name to, but he changed his whole name. He's now an Ifa, whatever, in Houston. He was really into that culture. I mean, you really said, man, I just felt it in my spirit, in my soul, something different. My time in Nigeria, it felt different about it. So I get what you say. It felt different about that.
All right, brilliant. So, Babati, let's hear from Moses, and then we round off. Moses has been trying to come into the conversation, but I think his system not connecting properly. But we have him now. So, Moses, do we have you? And which of the topics would you like to share thoughts on, Moses? Moses, to you.
Hello, I'm my good friend.
Hello, my brother.
I've been listening. Oh, no. I've been listening to this platform for long now.
Yes. Are you subscribed?
But I thank God that I can join today.
Okay.
Yes, of course.
Oh, okay, let me take you then to Okowa saying that he's Igbo. Go on, just free flow. Speak as you will. Moses.
Okay, are you hearing me?
We can hear you. If you can hear us. If you
are
can,
you with me?
I am hearing you, so if you are hearing me, then
yes,
the conversation
I'm hearing
is taking
me.
place. Okay, carry on.
No, I'm hearing you very clear. Okay, at the point of Okowa, Okowa is claiming that he's an Igbo man. But to the honest truth is that because of P2B, that somebody said that Igbo are not supporting Igbos. I don't think that is true. Because as it is now, if you come to Igbo land, that PDP, that's PDP in Igbo land. So some of them, they will say, Ohaneze and Igbo. Ohaneze and Igbo cannot. Now maybe two people come out and say, Ohaneze and Igbo. Those is, you can't take them and judge the whole Igbos as supporting P2B. You understand? Hello?
Yeah, I'm with you. Carry on. Yes, carry on. Carry on, Moses.
So at this point, the whole Igbos are supporting P2B. So I don't think the PDP itself will get 25% in Igbo land. You understand? So all Igbos are behind the Obi movement. I can assure you that. PDP, I don't think PDP will.
Moses, Obi needs more than Igbos to become president of Nigeria.
Yes, I'm telling you that all Igbos are behind Obi back. I'm telling you the gospel truth. If you come to Igbo land and speak bad thing against Obi, your name be sorry. So all Igbos, both abroad and everywhere, they are behind Obi. So you can't come and say anything. You see what happened to Mbaka. So as it is now, the movement of Obi in Igbo land, some people that have never voted before are trying to get their business now. So as I'm talking to you now, this is the time for Igbo to present their president. Igbos have paid their dues. We voted Obasanjo, voted Goodluck Jonathan. So now is the turn of Igbo land to produce president. So if Kwankwaso will not cooperate with us, I think this coming election will be different. You understand? This coming election will be different in the history of election.
In what way? In what way?
Yes. Now P2B now is a very big movement. Tinubu also a movement. Kwankwaso is a movement. Atiku is a movement. Because where I'm looking at this thing now is that next year a nation will be different. Because I don't think that maybe if unless Kwankwaso and the P2B match now, that is PDP and APC, let them forget about election. These Kwankwaso and P2B will carry the flag. You understand?
Why do you say that? What makes you think that?
Yes, my point of view saying that is that the way I'm seeing it Peter Obi will get a massive vote, both southeast, south, and southwest. You understand?
Mm.
So, and all the young, both and abroad, both home and abroad, are behind Peter Obi. Both internet and the street, everywhere is go Peter Obi, because they see future in Peter Obi. They see future Nigeria. That's the dream of Nigeria they are looking for in Peter Obi.
Moses, so, my brother. Moses, can you hear me?
Yes.
So Yoruba man will leave Tinubu and go and vote for Peter Obi?
No, I did not say Yoruba man will leave Tinubu. So,
no, you said
some people will vote Tinubu. I did not say that nobody will vote Tinubu.
No, you said southwest. Southwest is Yoruba, isn't it?
Peter Obi will get massive vote there. If you like, let's bet it money. I'm telling the gospel truth. And if Tinubu go to Muslim ticket, sorry for Tinubu. You understand? So let's watch and see. This next year election will be different in the history of Nigeria. Where I'm afraid of is that many people will not maybe get that 25% in the state. Both Tinubu, maybe Obio and PDP. So the election may be, go somehow. But if Tinubu, if Obi and the Kwankwaso match, I give you 100% that Obi will win that election.
Will Obi win in Yoruba land?
That is my bet.
Hold on. Will Obi win in Yoruba land? Moses.
Obi may not win in Yoruba land, but I'm assured that Obi will get 25% from there or 30%.
Will he win in the south?
For sure, 100%.
Will he win in the northeast?
That's what I'm saying. If Kwankwaso comes in, because I'm seeing some places in north where many people are donating their houses for Obi. I'm seeing many places, even some northern youth are campaigning for Obi. So if may God may have it, Kwankwaso get a match with Obi, I'm giving you 100 guarantee that Obi will win this election.
100 guarantee, so I can go and put a bet on it. If I put a bet on it, will I win?
I'm 100%. But I'm assuring you that Obi will not come down for Kwankwaso for vice president. We don't live. This is turn off Igbo land to produce president. We cannot come second class. It's not possible. You understand? So that is why all Igbo land they are supporting Obi. So few people come out and say, Ohaneze Ndigbo. Who is Ohaneze Ndigbo? You understand? So you cannot judge.
Hold on, Moses, hold on. Can you hear me? Is Peter Obi the Igbo candidate?
Yeah, I'm hearing.
Is Peter Obi the Igbo candidate?
Yes, Peter Obi
is the Igbo candidate. So that's one question. Okay, so is the Igbo candidate. But the other question is Peter Obi an Igbo candidate?
Yes.
So is it the Igbo candidate, which is to say the one that the Southeast favors? But then is he an Igbo candidate, which is to say that is an ethnic candidate? Is he an ethnic candidate?
It's ethnic candidate overall. Both Igbo, everywhere is Peter Obi. Why I'm calling Igbo is that if you come to Igbo land, I'm giving 100 guarantee that Peter Obi will get massive vote from there. You understand?
All right.
Hello?
All right. Thank you. All right. I can hear you, Moses. But Moses, I want to seek to start to round off here. I only waited because you came in and I know you've been wanting to come in. So that is Moses now sharing his thoughts with us to insist that Peter Obi is the real deal. So Peter Obi the real deal according to Moses, and you can put a bet on it according to Moses. So go empty your bank account into your nearest bookmakers and place all bets on Peter Obi. Mortgage your house and put the proceeds on Peter Obi, you will double your money. This is what Moses has told us. So there it is right there. So I'll leave it there. Carry the conversation on within the comment section, but here I say peace. Thank you, everyone.